on your gut ain't real like voodoo.
Hey guys, basic guide for Hystria here because somebody actually asked me about it, so I made this really quickly. This is the first pull in the center of the map. You grab them all and go to this pillar. They're not going to fully stack up because the elten and the Baltens, which I'll refer to as the big guys, or I'll just throw one of the names out and be wrong, are ranged, and the rest of them are melee. The Vodkins and the Kalqs have more melee range than the small ones, but they're still melee. So when you don't have much wall to work with to put funnel mobs into a good, strong stack by your naturally, you want to stack on the Balten and the elten because that'll bring all the other mobs to you in melee range. The elten and the Balten are actually CC resistant. They do not seem to be affected by stiffen at all, while other mobs are affected, well, most of the other mobs seem to be affected by both stiffen and stun. None of the mobs are affected by float, bound, or anything else. You don't get any special attack modifiers, etc. For this pull specifically, you want to grab this divot specifically. It's on the side of the wall. There's one just to the right of it that's a little closer, but that one's not as deep, so it makes it a lot harder to consistently get really strong stacks together. When you get the stacks together and everything's ready, you want to make sure that you drop a CC, probably a stun if you have it. Go about any abilities that self-buff yourself. As a ninja, it's Shadow Slash for the attack speed, Beheading the Dead for crit, and then Seamless for AP. Plus more attack speed if you actually put it on the put it on the thing. So you want to do that kind of stuff, and then go for back attacks and try to keep it CC'd. Everything can be CC chained for the most part, besides the Balten and the elten, like I said. This pull here, you don't have much to work with, so you go into this divot, and once you get your CC done, you self-buff and you go out for the back attacks, you want to stack on top of the elten and Balten, kind of like I explained already, purely because all the other mobs will have to come to you. In this exact example, I actually kept everything pretty CC chained. I didn't kill it as fast as I could have, or as fast as I normally do, and I had one mob left over. Generally, if mobs are left over, you kind of want to ignore them, but that one was low, and it didn't take long. It definitely cut into my trash. Like, if I were doing this as a full hour and not just a video, it would definitely have hurt, though. This pull is the hardest hitting one in the whole rotation, so I use my E-buff and my 100% absorb here. You just hit the tower on the left, and then you run over to the Balten or elten or whatever it is, and then you just pull it here. It's very tight, though. You can't actually walk off the steps like I just did there. I took a step back a little too far. Even though I was only there for a second, the Boomal, the little tiny mob you see walking back now. But yeah, that's a really rough pack. Be ready to use potions and everything. Use frontal guards if you need to. This one here, I think I get to do a little easier because I'm a ninja, so I can just keep dashing into them to keep them stacked up. If you don't have this kind of a dash that you can do, or some kind of a frontal guard rotation to keep you from having to be backed up, then just try to hug the wall as close as you can. The mobs will knock you back, and they'll follow you in and kind of stack up like that. It won't be perfect, but it'll be there. I just need to be wary with this pack that the tower behind you can and will, if you go behind the mobs, it will back attack you, so you're going to take a bunch of damage. There's another example of not killing every mob, because it's much quicker just to kill the mobs that you can kill, everything that's stacked up, and then move on, and not kill 1s and 2s. You'd be surprised how fast 1s and 2s die, but you can't actually do all of it. For this pack specifically, this is the last pack of the rotation before you start over again. You go to the little divot to my left. It's a little right angle. You kind of sit there with your block, and the mobs will stack pretty well. If you get pushed back, they'll actually stack a little better, because they'll then follow into you, and they'll walk on top of you. But yeah, that's about it. Same thing. Stun them, CC, or buff yourself, and then kill them.